The modern American political landscape is highly volatile. Add a 1,000-year-old British monarchy into the mix, and the resulting diplomatic visits require extreme caution. The backdrop for this specific state visit is the 250th anniversary of American independence. However, the immediate reality includes serious tension over NATO defense spending and ongoing military conflicts in the Middle East. A few months prior at the World Economic Forum, President Trump bluntly suggested that without the United States military shielding the continent, Europeans would currently be speaking German. King Charles III stepped to the microphone at the state dinner and bypassed standard diplomatic caution entirely. Instead, he deployed centuries of bloody conflict between the two nations to craft a razor-sharp, historically accurate roast. Looking directly at the president, the king offered a polite rebuttal. He suggested that without British intervention in North America, Americans would actually be speaking French today. The joke relies on 18th century reality. France and Britain were locked in a massive, brutal rivalry to expand their territorial boundaries across North America. By deploying military forces that halted French expansion, the British secured the linguistic future of the colonies. Charles took a modern point of friction, European military reliance on the US, and neatly inverted it. He reminded Washington of a shared heritage where Britain held the shield. Surveying the crystal and silver covering the state dinner tables, the king then quipped to the room that the evening was a very considerable improvement on the Boston Tea Party. The United States is celebrating 2.5 centuries of existence, an existence that began explicitly with a violently chaotic rebellion against strict British taxation and heavy royal authority. Highlighting that rebellion out loud actively disarms the historical tension. He replaces the memory of dumped crates with the immediate reality of high-level cooperation, turning an old pain point into proof of how far the alliance has evolved. The entire event sits on a foundation of extreme historical irony. The British king is the guest of honor inside the exact geopolitical epicenter his own ancestors ordered destroyed. On August 24, 1814, invading British forces marched into Washington, sat down and ate the American president's abandoned feast, and then set fire to the White House and the Capitol building. Pointing to this absolute low point in Anglo-American relations serves a clear diplomatic purpose. If the two nations can survive burning each other's capital cities to the ground, their modern alliance can easily navigate a dispute over defense budgets. The strategy continued the next day as Charles addressed a joint session of Congress. He is only the second reigning British monarch to ever speak in that chamber. The first was his mother, Queen Elizabeth II, back in 1991. This entire tour is an exercise in soft power. Rather than relying on coercion or military threat, soft power achieves national goals through shared narratives, cultural affinity, and a sense of historical belonging. To leverage that cultural kinship, Charles quoted Oscar Wilde, joking the US and UK have really everything in common nowadays, except, of course, language. That soft power builds the foundation for hard power requests. The king immediately transitioned from humor to demanding unyielding international resolve in defending Ukraine against Russian aggression. By airing out centuries of grievances to an audience of modern lawmakers, the British monarchy reinforces an unbreakable kinship. It proves that sometimes the most effective diplomatic weapon is a perfectly executed roast.